Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I don't have any makeup on right now, but that's because I'm gonna review something, so just mind my bare beautiful face. So if you can tell by the title of today's video, we are reviewing Norvina's brand new palette. I'm sorry. This is Norvina's Pro Pigment Palette Volume 1, volume, whatever. And she looks like this. You guys already know when I do reviews on palettes, I like to give you guys more than one look, and I gave you guys 4 looks in this video, so please watch them all. I will waste no time, but before that, you guys know I like to give you guys some information on the palette. This is called the Norvina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 1, which I believe that means that she's gonna come out with more. I think that's pretty cool. The palette has 25 deluxe size high performance shades, and the net weight is 1.8 grams, 0.0063 ounces each. It retails for $60. She's a little expensive, and it comes out on all retailers online on August 26th, which of course it's this month. So the palette has 25 shadows, and in it has 16 pressed pigments and 8 shadows. The palette is vegan, cruelty free, and the shelf life is $18. Now Norvina has had her own 14 shadow, kind of like the regular one, but this is not your regular 14 shadow palette. This one again has 25 shades. It's set up differently and it's way bigger. The packaging is pretty heavy. I really like that. So the packaging is a really nice purple with these like gold lining going down, and then it says ABH Norvina, and the O is a little heart, which is really cute. Collection, and then the back is just black. Now I believe it is plastic, and then you open it up and it has a mirror. The mirror is huge as hell. I really like that. And then you open it up and you see all the beautiful shadows. Now if you guys can tell, the sizes of the pans are way bigger than the ones that they normally come out with, which are the 14 shadow palette, and they're a bit bigger. Also, if you can tell, these are named from rows A to E and 1 through 5. So you have, for example, A1, B1, B3, C3, D4. I know she said on her Instagram that she didn't want to do names. She thought it would be easier to just label them rows through A through E and then numbers 1 through 5. I find that to be very easy and simple, and I like that way. I will throw up some swatches for you guys right now so that you guys can see. You guys already know how I feel about swatches. I don't really care for them. I care for how they perform on the eye. Also, she came out with a set of 4 liquid lipsticks. They retail for $35. They come in a set, obviously of 4, and they're shades of different like coral shades. I will obviously throw up some swatches of those. So now that you guys have all of that information, let's get into this video. All right guys, so for all of these looks, I did use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer to prime my eye with, and then the lashes that I use for all 4 looks are from the Makeup Shack in Bad and Bougie. You guys can use my code Rocio for 20% off, which by the way, I don't think I ever mentioned it, but I do want to mention it. I always make a small commission off of that code, just to let you guys know. Now that's out of the way and we can get into this look. I did not even press record and I had already started this look. I'm so sorry. What is wrong with me? I can't think. I've been doing this all day, okay? I'm sorry. So I'm gonna take the color C5, which is this rusty brown shadow. Now this has a bit of fallout, and I shoved this right into my crease. You guys know I like to start from darkest to lightest. That's how I always do my shadow. You don't have to do that. I know that there's some people who don't do that, and that's fine. It's totally your preference, whatever you want. Now I'm going to take the shadow outwards. Now in terms of formula with ABH's shadows, I've never ever had an issue with their formula. Their formula is always really good, and if you watch this whole entire video, you will see that I had no issues with the pigmentation and formula of these shadows. They were not dry, they were not patchy. I had no issues blending them out. It was really good. I haven't even been here for that long and I'm already sweaty. I know I tell you guys in every single video, but like I sweat so much in this room, in this godforsaken room. It's so hot. Like, how is it still hot at night? It's already night. You know, I was filming the whole entire day today, and in the day, like, it wasn't like this hot. Like, I don't know if like it just throughout the day it accumulated the heat and it just stuck in here, but it's just like, oh my gosh, stop it. This shadow is so pretty. Now you can keep building the pigmentation if you want, but I think I like what I have so far, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. So I really wanted to use this little mustardy shadow right here because it's just very interesting. And this one literally has no freaking fallout. I keep like tapping it. It's a little dusty, but there's not like a ton of fallout. And I'm taking it on the same brush, and I like to push this product to my lid so I can get the most color payoff. I am so happy with this palette. This palette is so good. The only thing is that she's very heavy, so I am carrying her on my hand, which I suggest you put it on your table. But like, I don't know, I have this thing when like I'm doing looks, I always have the palette in my hand. I never set it on the table. I don't know. So I know this is looking fairly ugly, but don't worry, okay? You just keep on pushing, keep on blending, and you're pushing this outwards. I'm going to create a kind of like this. I really liked what I did on this side, so I'm gonna do it on that side, obviously. Now I'm gonna take this very light pale yellow. Now this yellow isn't super bright. I do wish it was super bright, but it's fine. I mean, it's a very like off yellowish color. So we're gonna pop her on the brow bone. Now I know a lot of people are afraid to go all the way up to the brow bone. I'm not. Okay, you shouldn't be. Okay, it's fun, it's cute. You can utilize your whole entire eyelid. If you have like hooded eyes, I feel like you should go all the way up to your brows. Don't be scared, don't be afraid, just do. As you guys can see throughout this tutorial, I am having no trouble with these shades, and I really like this color combo with like using the browns and the mustardy yellows. She's cute. I'm gonna go back in with that shade C5 and just add it back on here because sometimes the colors tend to go away, but look at how pretty this is. I really like it. I like the color selection that she did in this palette. I think it's really nice, and I feel like there's so many looks that you can create with this palette. As you guys can tell, I did 4. Sometimes I need to pat myself in the back because nobody's gonna pat me in the back, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do it myself. So I feel like this palette is a very versatile palette, and I like that. Okay, I like that. Miss Norvina, you did a really phenomenal job. A lot of you guys were wondering how I cut my crease with the makeup wipe, and I don't really like using makeup wipes anymore because they're wasteful, and I think that they're just bad for the environment. I'm trying to be environmentally friendly now, but I just do this, and I just kind of just grab the makeup wipe and then pull it all the way in, and then it just basically cleans your whole entire lid really quickly. And the reason why I do this too is because when you go in with concealer to clean your lid, instead of doing this, the shadow that you laid down is going to mix with your concealer, and it's just going to change whatever shadow you're going to put on top of your lid. So I clean my lid off first, and then I put concealer, and then whatever shadow I apply on the lid is just very bright and intense, and it doesn't mix with other colors. So that's the reason why I like to clean my lid with a makeup wipe rather than just going straight in with concealer. So that's a tip for you guys. Okay guys, I cut my crease, and now I'm going to use this color right here. This is A4, and I'm using it on a flat brush. I'm going to put this all over the lid. This is such a beautiful, like, it looks like a very brown, I don't know what to call it. I suck at describing colors, you know what I'm saying? I could do the look. When it comes to describing colors, it's just like, you know, I'll pass. I'm just putting this all over the lid, and I'm going to stop right here. Actually, I'm gonna bring it outwards a little bit more. And now the shimmers. You don't have to wet the shimmers. What I really like about these shimmers is that I know you guys have seen or used shimmers that they're very hard to like pick up with a brush from the palette. It's very annoying. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're pressed too hard into the palette or what it is, but I hate those type of shimmers. It's like, what's the point if I can't get it out of the palette? You know what I'm saying? These are very soft and very easy to pick up with a brush. That's what I really like. My brush is not wet either. You do not need to wet these shimmers because they're already very, very intense. They're very, very soft, so I really like that. Now, if you want to intensify the shimmer, you can wet it, but you don't need to. I'm just gonna stop probably right here. Okay, so I'm going to dip back into C5, which is the darker shade that I use, and I'm using this Makeup Shack T65 brush, and I'm giving myself a very small wing. I'm not gonna pull it like at the length of this. I'm going to just keep it kind of short, so you guys will kind of see right now. And then I'm going to bring it back just a little like this. Now it looks like too big, don't worry, I'm gonna fix it right now. But I just wanted to do what I did on this side basically. And I'm gonna go back in with that mustardy shade. I'm sweating so much, oh my goodness, why do I do this to myself? I should start filming in the morning, but I hate the morning time. So I'm just packing this color right, and I am using a Makeup Shack T66 brush and then blending it into that darker shade. Then I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that yellow, just a little bit of it, and just blend it in there too. I just like to go back and forth until I get desired look that I want. Alright you guys, so I'm going to go in with the waterline, and I'm just sticking all of the shadows that I used on here onto my waterline. I also put in my little stars because I'm going to use that white shadow. I'm going to mix that mustard shade with the yellow shade, and I'm gonna put it right here as well just to smoke everything out. And I'm using the same Morphe M506 brush to do this. And I'm going to take the white. This white also has a bit of fallout because it's a very white shadow. Obviously it's a white shadow, duh. I'm going to put that right into my inner corner, and I just really love this white shadow. It's just very, very white. You don't even need a lot. It's literally all I'm going to use.
Hey guys, it's me on your right, left, right corner, I don't know, whatever. So my mic wanted to be a little bitch, so I have no idea what I said in these clips, but just know that my work is phenomenal. Thank you so much. And we're gonna go on to the second look. Okay guys, we are moving on to the second look. So I took the color, I believe it was D, I don't know which one it was. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, the video went too fast. I took the red shadow that was in this palette. I really wanted to utilize the reds and like the orange shades and use them kind of together to create kind of like a monochromatic look. So I took that red and I put it in to like my crease area. Oh, it was D3. And then I took E4, which was, it's kind of like an orange. It kind of gave me like neon orange vibes. I really liked it, so I used that color as my transition shade, and I kept it on the outer portion of the eye. I didn't really bring it in because I was going to use another shadow. Oh, I used this one, which is E2, and it was more of a lighter orange, and I used that above the other orange again because I really wanted to use the oranges and the reds in this palette, and I just made sure to blend everything together. And then I went back and I put a little bit more of the red, but then I really wanted to change up the look and use the browns in this palette. The browns are really pretty. They're very like rusty, and I thought why not put them into the crease because it'll give this look more depth. So that's what I did. And what I really liked about these shadows is that you could keep layering colors on top of each other and they're going to be there. You know when sometimes you layer shadows, and because you're layering like too many shadows, too many like different colors, they start to not show up. And I was really happy that these colors, you can layer them on top of each other and they'll show up. And then I took like, it kind of looks like a yellowish goldish shadow and then that peachy shimmer in there, and I wanted to utilize both of them and create like a really nice gradient. So that's what I did on the lid. And then I went back in with the two browns that I used, and I put that in the outer portion of the eye. And then the white shadow that is in this palette is really white. I really like it. You do not need to pick up a lot of it. As you guys can see, it's really white. And this is the second look, you guys, and we're gonna go ahead and go into the third look. Okay guys, so on to the third look. I really wanted to utilize the purples in this palette. There's a quite
there's quite a bit of purples in this palette. There's a lot of them, so I really wanted to use some of them, so of course I had to do a purple look. So I took that purple that you guys just saw right now and I put that into my crease, and I am creating kind of like this round type of shape. You guys know, or if you don't know, I like to do this shape a lot. And then I took V.1, which is like a very, I don't even know how to explain it. It kind of looks pink, kind of looks purple, like almost pastel lavender. I really like it, and I utilize that on top of the deeper purple. Now you guys know that I really hate purple shadows, but like this was probably my favorite look out of all of the looks in this video. I don't know what it is, like these purples, I had no issues with them whatsoever. They blended out really nicely. I did not have any trouble with them, and I don't know, I think purple might be one of my favorite colors. I don't know. Ooh. And then I took the pink shimmer shadow. I really love this pink. It gave me like Barbie feels, so I was like, man, I have to utilize this shimmer in this look. So I put it all over my lid. Again, I gave you guys kind of a semi-cut crease. I know that I gave you guys a lot of cut crease looks in this video, but I just really like them and they suit my eye the best. And then I created a little eyeliner with some concealer, and I put that darker shade on top of that. Now make sure you don't use too much concealer, because what happened here was that it kind of like bunched up together, so just be careful not to use too much concealer. That was my mistake, because then it like the color ended up kind of like getting darker. So just make sure you don't use too much concealer, and I just make sure to blend everything out. Now this shade, I use it twice in two of the looks in this video. It's kind of like a pink purple iridescent. It's really pretty. It doesn't show up on camera that well, but this is the third look, and we'll go into the fourth one. Alright, you guys, we are on the fourth and final look. If you are still here with me, thank you so much. You deserve an award. God bless you. I wish nothing but great things for you. Now, I am using the blue in this palette. Again, I really wanted to utilize most of the shadows in this palette, so I used this blue. Now, if you guys saw in the beginning, the blue kind of looks like it has like these little small tiny specks of like glitter. I don't know if they are glitter. They could be like little iridescents. When I swatched this blue shadow, they did pop up, but when I put it on my eye, they did not pop up. Oh my god, I can't speak. I hate when I do voiceovers, but they did not pop up on the lid. I think it was just for show, I'm not sure, but the blue was a beautiful royal blue. And then again, I wanted to use as many shadows as possible, so I took the pink and I blended that upwards right next to the blue with a bigger fluffy brush. Now I use so many different brushes in this video that I don't even remember, so I'm very sorry if I don't put those in the description down below. I am very sorry. My poor eyes, that I'm not even really thinking about what brushes I used, okay? I'm so sorry. Anyways, yeah, I kept adding this pink. The pink is really nice. I really liked it. Also, what was very surprising is that none of these shadows had fallout. If not, they had like very minimal fallout. Like for example, the white shadow, because it's a white shadow, and I found this to be like true with all white shadows, they have the most fallout. So that white shadow in this palette did have a bit of fallout, but mostly, if not all of the shadows in this palette didn't have any fallout, and you guys know how I feel about fallout, okay? So I was really happy about that. And then I took this shimmery, I want to say it's like a very blue purpley-ish type of shimmer. I really like the way it feels. It's very like texturized. I put that right next to that blue, and then I added that same shimmery like iridescent purple pink shadow into my inner corner. And then I really wanted to use the black. I really like the black. The black is very black, so I put that into my waterline, and I gave myself a really nice big wing. And this is the last look, and we will go into my final thoughts.
Alright, you guys, we are at my final thoughts. Finally, If you made it this far, thank you again. God bless you. You deserve the world. So what I think about this palette is that I rate her a 10 out of a 10, and I'll tell you why. When I first reviewed Norvina's first palette, the first palette that she came out with, the one with 14 shadows, I didn't like that palette. That palette was not my favorite palette. I felt like the colors did not really match her, if that makes sense. This is what I personally feel. Like when I look at Norvina's like aesthetic and like even like the choice of color for her hair, I thought like I don't know why she didn't go a little bit more, I don't know why she didn't add a little bit more color into her palette. Like the color scheme of the first Norvina palette just did not like, I did not like it. It wasn't my favorite, you know what I'm saying? So the other day she had tweeted how, you know, she heard the consumer and she watched the reviews, and that just let me know that, you know, as a brand owner, she does care what we think. And the fact that she took into consideration the feedback that she got from the first palette, and then she came out with this one, she blew it out of the water. Like, you have to give credit where credit is due. There's a lot of brands that get feedback from their consumers and nothing, crickets. They don't change nothing about their brands. The fact that she took into consideration her consumers and the feedback says a lot about her, and she really I'm sorry, I have to cuss. She really blew this shit out of the water. Like, oh my gosh, my lash is sticking. I'm sorry. She did what the girlies don't do. She came out with a palette that not only has so many pop of colors, but the blendability, the formula, like this shit is chef's kiss. And for those consumers that are like afraid of the palette, because you know she does look a little intimidating, there is a lot of color in the palette. There's a lot of purples in this palette as well. You also have like your neutrals and your warm tones in here, and you can create an everyday look with this palette. And that's what I really like, that the palette is very versatile. And you guys saw that I created multiple looks with this palette, so you can get a lot of looks out of this palette. And that is the great thing about this palette. Yes, she is a little pricey, I will say that. $60, she's a little expensive. You guys know I'm cheap, and I get it. I know there's gonna be some people in the comments like, I can get that palette somewhere else for cheaper. I get it, like I get it, like then go get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm really happy with this palette. I'm really happy that she listened. I'm telling you guys, there's so many brands who don't listen and who don't take into consideration their consumers, and I know I've said that already like a billion times, but like it kind of irritates me, because it's like, why don't you want to listen to the consumer? You know what I'm saying? I'm losing my breath right here. Ugh. And then I like the whole system of it not having names. Like, I like the whole A1, B1, C3, whatever, because it's easier. It's like, hey, what shadow did you use? Oh, I used B3. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of cool. And then aesthetic wise, it's really nice to look at. I really like the big ass mirror that they put in this palette. Be careful dropping this baby, because she is plastic, so she could break on you. So I don't think I have anything else to say. I highly recommend this palette. Oh, and don't forget that all of the information on this palette is in the description down below, except for the brushes that I use. I am so sorry. This day has been crazy. Please don't be mad at me. But anyways, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, thank you again, and I will see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye guys.